even if people were serving big, I don't know if it would impact the doubles game that much. But yes, we do have kind of a handshake agreement where let's not force people into that back
into that back wall.
Yeah, yeah.
Very cool. All right, guys, we're going to kick off game 1 here. This is the 5th round of this Margaritaville sponsored Underground Invitational.
So, Scott, we're already seeing something interesting to me, at least. We see Collin on the left side. He's usually on the right. So that'll be an interesting strategy to see how that plays out.
So at this level, you should be able to play both sides, I would say, evenly. But he is used to being on the right with Ben and other players as well. So maybe this...
I've seen Collin play the left side. He's effective over there for sure. It's just in men's doubles, you usually see him on that right a little bit more.
Now there, he came all the way over. I think he's maybe trying to tap into a little bit of that Ben Johns mentality.
Could be in the DNA, Scott.
I believe so. He and I have talked at length about his role with Ben and how he takes kind of a back seat, kind of a more conservative approach, but we'll see if he plays differently here. I don't think it's smart for them to get into those exchanges with Dekel Bar at the net because
I think Ryan and Collin would be well served to try to slow the game down as much as possible.
It's harder to do against a guy like Dekel because he's so big. He's such a big guy. Big presence.
You can already see there, Collin, he's going to try to initiate, I think, a little bit more in this match, shorten the points and be the aggressor.
We're going to see if that is a good strategy because they're down 2 already. It's like a circus over there right now.
That's a great... Collin's really become accomplished at taking a step or two back off the kitchen line when he knows he's going to be attacked, to just give himself that split second to counterattack. You saw a prime example of it right there.
Beautiful execution of that. I always love to watch the expressions on y'all's faces after you miss one. You feel like you should have missed.
We've never seen a shot we don't think we should make, right?
100%.
Another example of it right there. Collin knew he was going to get attacked. Rob hit a nice attack, clipped the net, and Collin was there for the counter. Ryan's doing a great job here, too, just staying steady. I think that's going to be his role here.
So it is definitely reversed.
There we go again.
So this is what's really fascinating to me is that Collin Johns is used to just blocking and resetting and dinking, and now we're seeing that animal side of him kind of come out.
Yeah.
And it's very, very intriguing to watch.
Yep. Yeah. I'd like to see Collin slow that one down a little bit. He was in a bad position, and Dekel has such good hands. He's so big that if you speed up at the wrong time, you're going to eat it.
You're going to have either a Dura tattoo or...
Yep. Good hands there by Ryan. You know, I've watched Ryan play several years now. I'm really seeing I told him a few minutes ago, he has really improved his game. He's more steady. His movement's more efficient.
Yes.
So it's really good to see.
Well, and he's also a former D1 college tennis player at the University of Florida, so he has that pedigree in his background. It's just that getting used to the pro level at this type of quality and caliber, it takes a little while.
It does. So you saw Ryan hit a lob there, right? He anticipated Dekel going for an Ernie there. Dekel has arguably the best Ernie in pickleball. So Ryan's going to mix that in to put in Dekel's mind that if I go Ernie here, the lob's going to be a lot more effective, so it'll take away the Ernie opportunity.
Very smart. And maybe they had that conversation too because he is known for those Ernies.
Yep. He's also known for those overheads.
Boy, I tell you what, that ball almost hit these spectators without them even realizing what was happening.
Yeah.
Thankfully, no fans have been like injured or hurt or anything being this close. Yeah, it's been very good.
There we go. Nice Ernie right there by Dekel.
Him and Tyler Luke, there's a couple guys in this sport that really do it well. I noticed you and Lucy started doing some planned stuff a little bit more. We'll talk about that in a second.
I do the 44-year-old version of it, Scott.
That's a good
nice
ball.
shot. Rob Nunnery has, I've played against him several times now. What some people can't appreciate when they're watching it online, he holds his forehand flip so long that you commit with your feet, and then he'll just place it in awkward spots on you.
Which is what we saw.
I mean, it is a huge weapon, Scott, huge weapon.
Yeah, I think Rob is underrated, first of all, because I think to play at this elite level and do it so quickly, he's been on the scene maybe a year and a half at most.
Sounds about right.
So he's not been around very long, and to play at this level is pretty impressive.
Yeah. That's a nice shot right there. Again, you see a good example of just holding those flicks to the last second. The longer you can hold it, the better it is, because the other player will commit with their body a little bit more, and it allows the player hitting the shot to put it in a tough spot.
To manipulate him. You do that shot really well, too, I've noticed.
And sometimes not so well. It doesn't always work. That's a nice shot.
Yeah, it is. That's really soft touch there from that Franklin paddle and Ryan Sherry.
Yep.
You know, I think the key is making it work more than it doesn't.
Correct.
Right?
Ideally, that's right, Scott.
That's a very profound statement from me there.
Wow.
Boy, that's
good points here.
Man, some really nice points being played out in front of us.
You can still see that Ryan and Collin are trying to really be the aggressors here. A lot of third ball drives. Nice serve there. I guess the gentleman's agreement just went away on that.
Just went out the window.
Yeah.
Ryan's tired of losing. He wants to win one. Boy, that's quick hands.
Really quick.
That's quick hands, man.
Yeah.
And that's what we were talking about earlier when he was playing mixed doubles. He feeds on energy. He needs good, positive energy. And if he gets it, he can sometimes go on these crazy runs.
Yeah, his confidence takes a ride with it, right?
100%. We saw it in the mixed doubles.
That's okay. It's a good move by Ryan. You can see him shaking his head up and down like, I'm on it, I'm on it.
He knew he had it.
Yeah,
see,
it's a good move.
That's half the battle is being there and being ready. Good defense. Did you happen to see him hit that no-look winner and step into the kitchen at the end? Did you see that?
I did not.
Oh, you got to go back and watch it. Oh, it's so great.
Nice shot right there. It's funny, Scott. I think as you see this game go on and get a little bit closer, you'll see the points slow down. Players get a little more tight. Points are more at a premium. So let's see if that continues here. Fantastic points here, Scott. You can see again that Ryan's and they're both lobbing Dekel off that forehand side because they're anticipating the Ernie. So they're trying to take the effectiveness of that move away. It's working very well right now.
Well, it also forces Rob to come over out of position to cover that lob.
That's right.
So it changes the dynamic of the team.
The Ernie's
position.
a risky play. When it works, it's an easy put away. It's great, right? But when it doesn't, you and your partner are both very out of position for the rest of the point.
My partners keep telling me that too.
You're known as Nerdy Machine Scout. Yeah.
I only post the ones that I actually are effective, but if you saw the ones that I wasn't, you say this guy's he's doing it too much. Okay, what do you think about that attack? So he took that ball from below the net with his forehand, trying to go cross court, but the problem is if you miss, you're going to miss wide.
It's tough. I actually think he was trying to put it on Rob's body, and he just missed his target a little bit. That's my guess.
Okay. But that's actually kind of what I was saying is like if you miss that target,
yes,
you're in trouble.
I think you saw I think in the first 5 minutes of this match, we would have seen several attacks off some of those shots. But now at 8-all, 8-9, whatever,
it's all
8-7,
simmered
now
down.
Everyone's getting a little more conservative with their shots.
I'm 100% seeing what you're talking about. The drops are coming into play now.
Yeah. There we go.
Yeah, this is funny.
There's the Rob Nunnery hide forehand. It's hard to read.
That's exactly what you're referring to.
Yeah.
He holds it and can go left or right.
You can see he set it up, and Collin started fading to his backhand to the left.
And then he pulled it.
And he just pulled it right across Collin's body. And once you've committed, you can't get that
and
shot.
You've experienced that personally is what you're saying.
Unfortunately, yes. Yes.
I love it.
It's really difficult to read. It's really difficult. And he does almost a move where he kind of puts his head down, so you can't read his eyes or anything.
You can't even tell.
It's tough, yeah.
So what I found with the pro players is you guys all have unique skill set and qualities. Like if I watch you guys from a distance, I could say that's Matt Wright because of the way you hit your backhand slice dink or
the lack of knee bend.
Lack of knee bend. You know, we do talk about it on the broadcast. I don't know if you ever heard that.
I didn't know. But
we always talk about how you are so effective, but you stand upright. And it's like, how does he hit these shots when he's standing up?
My body won't have it any other way.
You've just learned to play your style.
It's just kind of what I have to do, yeah.
But I mean, that's so funny because when you watch Simone, she's like at the ground.
Yeah.
You know, so it's funny how each person has their own uniqueness.
Catherine Parinto and I were just laughing. She's got cuts on the below her knees.
Scrapes
I was like, my body would laugh at me and reject that in its entirety. I wouldn't get off the ground.
Your knees have never seen those scrapes.
No, they've never seen the ground. Nope.
All right, so we've got game point here.
There's that Ernie.
Well, and Collin looking to get a little more aggressive coming over, and then when he dipped his head, that's when Dekel Bar took advantage.
But I tell you, Ryan and Collin played a solid game there. I felt like even the points they lost, they had good looks, really good looks. They were playing out the way they wanted.
For sure.
I just think Rob and Dekel, when we got, when points became more critical and at a premium at the end of that game,
they took it.
They were a little more intentional with their shots, a little more focused, a little more patient and selective, and you saw that play out in the end.
Very much so. Guys, we're going to take a quick hydration break brought to you by Jigsaw Health. Matt Wright, Scott Golden in the booth all day here. We'll be back to the action soon. I will. All right, guys, we're back for game 2. That I think is what Collin Johns has been doing so well in this first game and now here to start the second is he's taking that ball off the bounce and he's putting it up high on the chest of Dekel Bar.
Yeah. Another nice exchange there. Yeah, that shot's what's referred to as the body bag sometimes. It's not like you're trying to hurt the opponent, but if you can slap one at their body and you hit your target, it's going to be tough for them to get out of the way of the ball.
Very tough. Yeah, because somebody might say, well, why don't they just sidestep it? It's like, well, he's hitting from 7 feet away from the net. It's harder than you think.
Yeah. It's harder than you think. That's right. So I think what Collin did there is he did another big wind-up, and they got a little concerned that he was going to slap another one, and he just did a nice little inside-out dink.
So it's all set up.
It's a setup. So the beauty or the benefit of hitting that real hard slap sometimes is it puts the other team on their heels. They'll back up a step, and when you do just a little inside-out misdirection soft shot,
makes
your
their legs
movements
wobble.
are all, yeah, exactly, exactly right.
Boy, he got lucky on that. I think he dodged a bullet.
You're not going to see Dekel miss that often.
But great defense from Ryan Sherry
Yes.
also, because he defended off that first one. Man, Ryan really has come on.
He's really playing a lot better. I know he's been working hard, and his game's really improved.
If you would have seen him at this event last year,
Yeah.
you would say, hey, this guy's got a lot of work to do with potential. But now he's really feels like he's been putting that work in.
Night and day difference. Again, got the shot he wanted.
It's all set up, too, by Collin, because Collin's taking that ball off the bounce and really ripping well.
He is.
Strategy's there. It's the execution right now that they're not.
They're getting the shots they wanted. They're just not putting them away, right?
Yeah.
I like what Collin's doing on that backhand, or I call it backhand. That's the tennis part of me.
Right.
The left side. He's taking big windups off the forehand, and he's putting these guys on their heels a little bit. You can tell they're a little uncomfortable. A little unforced error there, but they're a little uncomfortable and on their heels going against Collin because they're not sure what he's going to hit right now.
Absolutely. That's great.
So there's the danger with, well, you can see Rob hit a really nice counterattack. When you hit that attack across the body, sometimes it goes right into this player's
a mousetrap.
Correct. Yeah.
I feel like they're having a lot of success taking that ball off the bounce and ripping high into Dekel's body.
They are.
When you go straight across at Dekel, that's when he really can crank down on it. Now, I don't suggest that they do that too often because he will make adjustments
He will make adjustments, and he'll be on it. And then, it can go from a winning proposition to a losing proposition quickly. But this is a very nice response in Game 2 by Ryan and Collin. You can see he's on. He's taking a cut at that.
Yeah, he's definitely going for that body
Collin's
shot.
just, if you attack Collin, he sets up. It's a boom or bust scenario, right? It's either a winner or he's going to miss it. I don't think the point's going to go on much longer.
Where I think Ryan Sherry's doing really well is he's defending off one or two, but then ultimately, if you don't get that ball down, you're going to end up losing that point.
You can still see the tennis part in him. He's still hitting a little bit of a block backhand volley, a little bit of a cut. I'd like to see him lose
punch
some
it a little,
and punch it a little bit more.
I agree.
Collin was uncomfortable there because Rob showed him that little flit forehand, and he backed up a little bit, and then Rob softened it, and that's that wobbly. It puts you
very awkward position there.
Correct. Got the shot he wanted again.
Yeah, I think he's there. They're both
He
on
is, but
it.
that's what I was just saying. He's either going to hit a winner or he's going to miss it. He is going for broke. But as his opponent, it's in your mind. You're thinking about it. So you have to be selective.
For sure. There you go. There's another example.
Yeah.
So he missed the one before, but
Yeah.
then he gets that one and he
Yeah.
tattoos
Yeah.
Rob Nunnery. So it's hit or miss with it.
I think that one was a little ill-advised. He was a foot or two behind the kitchen line from my angle here. So I think that shot's most effective the closer he gets to the net.
So 2-4-1. So a little bit of a run there for Nunnery and Barr. And talk to me about this real quick if this is a real thing. I feel like Collin's trying to do a little too much at times.
Maybe a little bit so.
Because he feels like maybe they're a little bit undermatched, if you will. Trying to push a little too much.
I think that's a good observation, Scott. I think you're 100% right. I think he's trying to make things happen, and oftentimes he's getting the shots he wants, but he's starting
forcing
to
it.
he's racking up a few errors here.
Yeah.
And I think Ryan's playing great. So
Oh, he is,
keep
for
trusting
sure.
your partner here. And
No, 100%. He's playing great. I just mean when you feel like you're up against powerful odds or something
they're
like
certainly the underdog here, and he's trying to make things happen.
Good hustle
That's
play,
bad
but
luck.
that ball just dribbled over there for a winner.
Yeah.
It's 5-2 now. They need one stop. They got to keep this game close here in game 2, or else it's going to get out of hand quickly. Those are good resets from Rob.
Really good. It's a good point.
But ultimately, if you have to keep hitting shots from the baseline, you're not going to probably win
It's
that.
a tough place to make a living. If you're doing that too often, the result's not going to go your way. But Rob did a great job there, digging out 3, 4, 5 shots. And Collin's hitting a heavy topspin ball from up close, so it makes it even that much more difficult. Nice hands by Ryan again.
Yeah, I think Ryan's got to stay focused on his job.
Yeah.
He's got to be ready for the counterattacks and also ready for those specific attacks from Dekel ball straight on. Oh, great
Nice
shot.
Yeah.
Again, this is what you see from Ryan Sherry.
I feel like when Ryan and Collin are a little more patient and wait for the right shot, they're getting the one they want. Just don't press. Just wait for it.
And then you can change that momentum once you start getting some of those. Oh, boy, that's
Dekel
ugly.
gets anything above his neck, it's over.
I mean, he swung with such ease, and
Yeah.
that ball went on and off the court before Ryan knew what happened.
Yeah. Another great point. Ryan set it up well with the lob over Dekel, again off that Dekel Ernie, and put themselves in a good position. But Rob and Dekel scrambled well and finished it off with a patented Dekel overhead.
And so that brings us to a timeout break. We're going to take a Jigsaw Health hydration break. Matt, thanks for joining me in the booth. We'll be right back after 60 seconds. All right, Matt Wright, Scott Golden in the booth at the moment. It's a real treat to have the top players next to me analyzing the game. You just told me that for them, meaning Ryan Sherry and Collin Johns, they've got to settle in, stay relaxed, stay calm, and not try to force too much right now. If they can do that, I think they have a chance to make a comeback here.
Yeah, I think they caught Dekel and Rob off guard very early in the match with some of the speed ups, but players at this level are going to make adjustments now. I think they need to settle in a little bit more, be patient, wait for the right opportunity.
And this is where I feel like the team that has the more experience becomes like a boa constrictor, just starts to tighten up, and they start to win some of these points down the stretch that are crucial points.
Yeah, again, got the one you wanted. That's just execution.
Yeah, folks at home, don't confuse strategy with execution. If you get the right ball and you just miss, you don't necessarily need to go away from it. You've got to be able to execute, but don't change something just because you missed one shot. Oh, I think Dekel's in that closing mode, and I think he was a little excited on that last one.
You saw Ryan counter that cross-court attack again. Again, when you get a put-away volley, going cross-court is a dangerous proposition. Rob and Dekel should have probably had that point, and Rob countered it well.
They've, in my opinion, this is kind of stating the obvious, but they've got to keep that ball lower so Dekel can't get a hold of it like that. they're not going to win many of those exchanges.
Good drive there off a short return.
Again, I think Collin does that as well as anybody out there.
He's driving the ball very, very well.
He steps into it
Yeah.
and really puts a lot of heat behind it.
It's a heavy forehand drive. Dekel's is a very heavy forehand drive. It's a good setup there. Again, for the players watching, a lot of times what these top pros are doing, and what I would encourage the audience to, that first attack shot you saw Dekel hit, he's not trying to hit a winner. It's that 1-2 combo. It's the attack with the intention of putting away the second one.
It's like a boxer jabbing first and then hitting the uppercut.
Exactly.
Oh, nice. Good communication. Again, I think the theme here is that they're getting the shots that they want. They're just not getting them to roll over.
Yeah.
It's going to be hard to beat a team like Rob, Nunnery, and Dekel Bar if you don't win those exchanges.
Got to take advantage of your opportunities. I think Dekel, he sped that up a little bit early, and Ryan was on it again, just putting it in the top of the net.
Nice point rally playing out in front of us.
It's a nice shot right there.
Well, he kind of looked like he was coming back inside, and then he snuck back out there and rolled it. Kind of caught Rob Nunnery off guard. 8-5-2. This game is still within reach for either team.
There's that heavy drive I was talking about with Dekel. You can see how as it's going towards the net, it's obviously rising, but then it just really nosedives at the last second.
And that's exactly what it did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There was strength against strength right there.
Yeah,
Rob set up his patented flip forehand, and Collin, again, all over it. And here we go, boomer bust scenario.
Boomer bust scenario. Gotta love it.
It's a nice deep return.
Well,
Again, that's another aspect of the game that people often overlook. The deeper you can get a return, it's so much more difficult to drop off of that, especially when you're playing outside and you're in the elements. So if you can put that ball a foot or two within the baseline, it's so effective. Ryan Sherry with some nice little speed ups here. Putting him in tough spots on Dekel.
6-9-2. They're down 3.
I think they have a question on whether the serve was good. They called it good. Okay.
He said miss hit.
7-9-2.
So 7-9. They've closed the gap to 2 here. Very interesting. Ryan holding his ground. Oh, he fell trying to go for one, but
So
honestly,
this is what we were talking about in the first game, Scott. You can see the second game's getting tight, points are getting longer. The team that usually loses their patience first, which Ryan did on that shot, probably not the best timing. They end up probably losing the point most of the time, right? But you're seeing these points extend more and more the closer it gets. It just tells you that we all get nervous out there.
For sure. Look how Collin's trying to take more control. But again, I think right now is when you trust your partner and relax and say, okay, we've got to buy into this longer points, looking for windows of opportunity when they present it. Oh, boy, that's tough.
Yeah.
That backhand around the post, staying low.
Something I'd like to see Ryan do, maybe this is the next part of the development of his game, but Collin's hitting some nice wide dinks and putting Dekel in awkward spots. If Ryan could make an Ernie move, just make that movement and put it in Dekel's mind.
Force a different shot from.
Correct.
Okay, I like that.
Okay. Nice point there.
It's definitely
Held
getting
him.
interesting.
Yep.
So here, down 3, down a game. Do they stay aggressive? Do they stay patient? What do they need to be doing here?
I would try to. I feel like these dink rallies are playing well for them. I would try to get into an extended point. There we go. So they got one error. So now the 8-10. I think the longer points are playing fine for them, and even when they're losing the points, they're getting the shots they want at the end.
Which is also making them more comfortable
Again,
as well.
It's not the strategy, it's the execution part.
That's right. Makes sense.
Nice drop. Here we go.
There it is.
ATP, we're at 9-10-1.
And now you see slapping Collin saying, hey, let's go, let's go.
Yeah.
That's where Ryan Cherry has to be to perform at his peak.
Tough one. I'd like to see them try to get into that point. If he wants to go with the drive, I think that's fine, but maybe take a little off of it and set up for a 5th ball drop. Yeah, it's tough. When you've got momentum like that and you're at 7-10-1, 8-10-1, 9-10-1, if at all possible, you really want to get that 3rd ball in at 9-10-1 because the other team is feeling it at that point, right?
And now they've got the ball back up still with a lot of confidence going into this now. Collin
was winding up.
Yeah, he was feeling that one from Dekel.
I think that was a good attack by Dekel. He just missed it.
Definitely made Collin jump a little. Yeah, you just can't attack right
That's
there.
That's the one, again, attacking across his body, cross court. It's going right into Ryan's wheelhouse, right into the sweet spot.
But now Ryan played excellent.
Played great.
That
he played
whole time.
excellent.
Very impressed with Ryan. Collin Johns, Ryan fall victim 2 games, 11-9 in the second. That's a heck of a game.
Yeah, good comeback. They made it interesting there late. Fun to watch.
For
Fun
sure.
to see Ryan's development.
All right, Matt Wright, you are up next with Lucy Kovalova playing against this guy you've maybe heard of, Ben Johns.
Ben? He's another Johns. Shouldn't be a problem.
Shouldn't be an issue. All right, and Catherine Parento. We're going to take a break, and we'll be right back for round number 6.